What is up? We got something new. It's that Defect Spec.
What is up, Defects? We're back. We got a new segment, the Defect Spec Show. And today, we're going to be highlighting, you know it, Dr. Doom. That's right. So, before we really get into the meat of this, a couple little things to talk about. So first, if you are new to the channel, please, sub us up, hit the notification bell. If you think we did a good job, give this video a thumbs up, throw a comment in the comment section, and of course, share the video. We wanted to give you a little heads up about what this video is about and what these videos, it's going to be a monthly thing that we do once a month. It's basically going to be, these are the books. We're breaking down a character. We're doing some homework on a specific character or a specific even set of characters. Sometimes this particular time, it's one, Dr. Doom. But we want to just kind of throw out the speculation warning. This is just our theories, our speculation, what we're buying. Not what we're selling right now, what we're buying right now. It is no means a scoop. It is no means a guarantee that these books will go up in value. So just want to get that out of the way so that everybody's on the same page. But these are books that every book we're going to show throughout every one of these videos are going to be books that we believe in for the long haul. All right. So Jay, you have anything to add to that?
Buy at your own risk, guys. Like Matt said, these are books that we are buying. We're not telling anyone to go out there and buy these books. It is, our theories based on what's going on in these comic books. So it's shop smart, guys. That's all.
So guys, we're focusing on Dr. Doom today. This is probably going to be the only time you're ever going to see us focus an entire show on a single villain. And we're probably not even going to focus too many shows on a single character, but this character is one that deserves their own show. All right, and there's a few reasons why we're going to run through them real quick. So guys, I'll speak for Marvel only. This is the most fleshed out villain, and even one of the most fleshed out characters in the history of Marvel Comics. No villain has ever been fleshed out, and how many origin stories have been told about him, and kind of really the psyche behind what drives the character more than Dr. Doom, than Victor Von Doom. This is a character that I believe in, that the books, the values will not drop off the face of the earth after the character is used. Or maybe, there's speculation that he's going to come out and then he doesn't, it dips back down. This is just a book. These books, most of them are just going to keep marching up. And once he actually does drop, because I'm sure we're all on the same page that he probably will, it's through the moon. And I don't think it has the usual villain drop off, Jay, right? Because usually villains, they just, even like a Thanos, even like a villain at the level of Thanos, that book, really dove in value. So, I mean, what are you thinking?
Yeah, Dr. Doom, guys, he is an iconic villain. Probably one of the best in all of, I would say, movies, all types of books.
All comics. Yeah,
all comics, just in general, an iconic villain. You could show a 90-year-old man Dr. Doom, he'll know who he is. You could show a 5-year-old kid Dr. Doom, he'll know where he is. So that's how expanded he is. Iconic. And again, in some of these stories, he's a hero. Sometimes he's a villain. Sometimes he's a little bit of both. But like Matt said, so many origin stories on this guy. I can't wait to get into the books.
And speaking of the books, we're going to bring some up right now. Some of these are going to be obvious, but some of them I guarantee you don't know. But we're going to give a little bit more information as we go as to why we think this character could be utilized unlike any other villain that Kevin Feige is ever going to have to deal with in the MCU. So without me talking too much more, let's start looking at the books. Jay, go ahead.
We already know, guys, these books right here, that Fantastic Four #5 is through the roof. Through the roof. I seen a beat up copy that's possibly a 0.5, maybe a 1.0. So for $4,400 ungraded. So these books are getting out of reach, along with most books in the market today.
I think if you do have a little bit of a deeper pocket, 6 is still a book that I think is well undervalued. Second Submariner in the Silver Age, second Doom in the Silver Age, and the first villain team up ever in Marvel. I think that book has a lot more room to grow. It's still, it's hard to say affordable when, like a 5.0 is going for like $1,500, but it has a lot more room. That's a lot more in people's price range than what a five, forget about a 5.0, like you just said, a 2.0 in the number 5. So yeah, Victor Von Doom, brilliant scientist. We get introduced to him, and most people don't realize he's a sorcerer as well. And we're going to get into that, Jay. So let's get to the next books here, because these are the ones that I think you want to target.
So here we go, guys. First one up, Fantastic Four Annual Number 2. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, September of 1964. First origin story of Doctor. This is where it all starts, guys. And I believe it's the first time he puts his masks on and his costume that it's seen in comics. So, Matt, what else we got on this book? We got a ton of stuff on this book.
Yeah, so besides this being the main origin, which we always say, first appearance, cover appearance, second appearance, origin, first solo story. Well, this is in that group because it is his main origin. This is the one that you go after. But most people don't know that in this book is also the first appearance of Boris, who is basically like the guardian of Victor Von Doom, once his parents pass. Almost like Alfred right? To Batman a little bit. He really, and I feel like if you get Dr. Doom and they really flesh him out correctly, which I'd be absolutely shocked if they didn't, you're going to get Boris. So this book has a lot. It's definitely gone up. Don't get me wrong. We've talked about this book for months, and since we first started talking about it, it has gone. It's probably almost doubled. Probably a little bit less, but this one has a ton of growth potential on it.
Second, we got Marvel Superheroes number 20, another book I always pick up if I could find it for the right price. This is the first solo story of Dr. Doom, written by Roy Thomas and Larry Lieber and illustrated by Larry Lieber. It's from May of 1969. Probably my favorite Doom cover out there. Yep.
Tough, dark cover, hard to get in. Once you get this book in like an 8.0 or higher, it goes through the roof. Again, this is his first solo story. Like Jay said, first appearance of Valeria, right? His longtime love interest.
Right.
Which, that's another double spec, right? First solo story, another first key appearance to Dr. Doom. Another book has definitely shot up in price, but still has a ton of room to grow. Jay, if you were buying this, what do you think? Like, don't even buy a grade, right? Try to buy a nice raw mid-grade copy.
Yeah, try mid-grade copy raw. That black is so hard to get in a high grade, but a book that is definitely affordable raw that you could still find at a great price and just a key Dr. Doom book.
Yeah, and then the last one there, Jay, you want to run through that quick?
We got Fantastic Four Annual number 7, another origin story retold. Way more affordable than the previous 2, but again, another Dr. Doom origin story, another awesome Doom cover battling the Fantastic Four. This one you could definitely find, and mark my words, this one's going to go up as well.
Oh, yeah. I think from that book going forward, out of everything we're going to show, are all books that are super, super affordable, that once these first like 4 books that we show get out of reach, these are the books that are really going to start, people are going to start buying. So, we've talked about this for a long time. Jay, what do you got?
Astonishing Tales number 8, the first appearance of Cynthia Von Doom. You only see her for a brief second, guys, but this starts that Dr. Doom lore. If you guys don't know the story of Cynthia Von Doom, she was a witch that wanted powers because a mighty Baron would run down all the villages where herself, Warner, her husband, and Victor all left. So
in Latveria, right?
In Latveria,
the Baron of Latveria. Yep.
So, Matt, I'll let you touch on it. What she did, she wanted power. Basically, guys, she went to Mephisto and got powers to, rid the village of the Baron and his crew, and it took a turn for the worse. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, she got tricked. Essentially, she started killing. The power started killing all the villagers and not just the Baron's men. And she killed children, and she was just distraught and essentially let herself get killed. And her soul became Mephisto's. The story's fleshed out later on in comics. They just touch on it here a little bit. But what we do find out here is we start to see into the psyche of Dr. Doom and why he wants this. He always has this thirst for power. And he's not like a regular villain. because he's doing it for two very specific reasons, and we're going to get into it. But this book shows us that every year, once a year, on the night of Midsummer's Eve, Dr. Doom performs a ritual that allows him to battle. They don't say Mephisto in this story, but it's Satan, which eventually they start fleshing out as Mephisto. He has plenty of encounters with Mephisto. That he battles him for his mother's soul. Okay. And he does that every year, time after time. He loses time after time after time. And he continues to try to do this because he gains all this power. He wants to gain all this power so that he could defeat Mephisto. Okay, guys. So I would be kind of surprised if they don't go the route of his mother, considering it hasn't been done before. It shows the kind of the moral side, why he's doing what he's doing, that side of it. And it ties Mephisto in. I know, guys, Mephisto, we all thought he was coming, everyone and their mother, but maybe he still is. This is a great tie. There's ties to Doctor Strange, which we're going to get into in 1 second. We could go on and on about this. We don't want to make this a super long video, but guys, this is where you really start to see what Doom's psyche is all about, and that he has love for his mother and still fighting to get her soul back.
Yeah, and guys, if I'm the MCU, if I'm Feige, I do a Doom solo story first, just putting him out there as this character. He has a cause, like Matt said. He's battling. His thirst for power is coming from freeing his mom's soul from the depths of hell. So if they did a Doom solo story before they introduced him into the Fantastic Four, I think that would be incredible, and I think that would be one of the best villain-based movies that would ever to come out in cinema.
And we know Feige says he doesn't do villain movies, but I do believe this is the one exception he could make. I'm not saying he will. I'm saying he could, and in my opinion, he should, because this is not just your regular villain. This next one, I think, is kind of tying into what we're talking about and maybe what essentially happens.
Right. So this is Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom, Triumph and Torment. This is from July 1989 by Mignola and art by Roger Stern. If you do not buy this, read this book. This book, both these trade paperbacks, the storyline is absolutely insane, and it dives into what Astonishing Tales number 8 didn't. It gets into Cynthia Von Doom in the depths of hell. Now it's revealed that Satan is Mephisto. He has her trapped. It goes back. It shows Doctor Doom, trying to get all these powers because, like Matt said, once a year he performs a ritual to free his mother. This time he teams up with Doctor Strange. So you see Doctor Doom is a good guy, as you see him in many books across the Marvel timeline. That Astonishing number 8, that might be a book. I say that's the biggest sleeper on this list today. But back to this, Matt. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's funny that I was just going to say that. We didn't really touch on the value of that. You could get that raw for 20 or 30 bucks in like a higher grade. That's a book. I buy it every time I see it, because if it doesn't pan out, oh well, it's still a cool book to have. Being a Doom fan, Jay being a big Doom fan, this is a great book to have for your PC. The Astonishing Tales number 8. Definitely well undervalued, like Jay said. Has the most potential probably here, but the biggest risk as well. This trade paperbacks, not really trade paperback, graphic novel, I don't believe in them too much for investment purposes, but like Jay said, awesome story. Definitely is going to go up in value if they do go with this storyline where Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom team up to free the soul. I won't spoil the ending, but I will say that Doom kind of flip-flops here. He goes heel, he goes good. Doctor Strange is put in a predicament whether he should help Doom or not. Very, very cool. And it has to do with freeing his mother's soul. And we start to learn again that this character, basically, he's a villain, we'll use quotes, because he's trying to gain endless amounts of power so that he could defeat Mephisto to free his mother. That is like the number one reason he does what he does. So you want to touch on
Fantastic Four, number 57, guys. That's that iconic Senate cover. Just a great Doctor Doom story and a great cover that you could still buy on the cheap. These books they've gone up, but not like they're going to go up once he's introduced into the MCU. If he's introduced into the MCU.
Senate and Kirby, yeah.
Classic, yep. And then we got Fantastic Four, number 59. We all know that book. This was done in the well, not the MCU, but in a Fantastic Four movie where Doctor Doom steals the cosmic powers from the Silver Surfer. Again, another awesome cover. You got Black Bolt on there. You got the Fantastic Four. Great storyline. Another affordable book to pick up. This book you always see in people's collection. It's always on, Instagram or people's Facebook page. Just an iconic Fantastic Four book. And then we got the Book of Doom #1 from 2005. This is a Brubaker book. And what I love about this book is this goes back. This whole set of books goes back and tells the origin story of Doctor Doom again, but with a more modern tone. It digs deep into his mother, his father, Warner. It digs into Valeria. It digs into Boris. So, again, that old school classic feel of storytelling with modern art. So another great book to pick up. And Matt, this book is on the rise already.
Yeah, it's, this is a book you could definitely find in back bins because nobody's really talking about it right now. But there's only a few on eBay. Because there's only a few, people are putting them for high prices. Now, I wouldn't pay $80 for this book. That's what I saw one listed for. I'd probably pay in the $20 or $30 range because this is people are going to look for the modern Doom books to buy. This is going to be one of the main ones to buy because obviously he's on the cover, his name's in the title. So keep your eye. I'll say this: keep your eye open in backbins for that one, especially. Guys, before we wrap it up, please stay tuned to the end. We're going to talk to you about the giveaway that we have going on this week. Final countdown here. So that wraps up the first Defect Spec show. Great work by Jay. Did a lot of this research here. Before we get out of here, just want to quickly talk about the partners of the show. Express Comic Book Pressing. Guys, cleans and presses your books, sends them in for grading. All the info is in the description. 10% off with our Defects 10 code. And of course, Mutant Beaver Comics, Canada's #1 online comic shop. All the information is going to be in the description. And again, use Defects 10, you get yourself 10% off. So before we get out of here, I think we did a good job. Hit the thumbs up, sub us up if you're new. Hit the notification bell, leave a comment in the comment section, share the video. And guys, we will catch you on the next Defect Spec show.